Hey guys, what's up? I'm Kelly Lynne D'Angelo, your dungeon master. I would love for you guys to use the hashtag GGG broadcast just to keep us posted about your thoughts on this. We need your reviews and your support. You guys are kind of our voice to get us out and hopefully share this awesome story that we're trying to tell with all of you, you know? Use hashtag GGG broadcast to offer up a name of an NPC. And also maybe in this tweet, give us a line to describe what kind of NPC you want to offer up, and you just might see them in this story. Welcome to Girls Guts Glory,
the broadcast.
Previously on the broadcast.
But first let me put a little diddly on it.
Do you not know what a raccoon is?
You just put some up your nose.
Kid, I'll teach you everything you need to know.
It screams in your face as it points to you.
You will kill you language, immature thieves, drugs, terror, relaxing, kissing boils, only kind of following the rules.
You grabbed the book, you ripped it out of the hands victoriously, but then that purple figure has risen from the skeleton that you had grabbed this from, and this creature screams in your face. So everybody, please roll initiative.
I have made a huge mistake.
I can't roll well for the life of me today.
Wow, neither can I.
Mine initiative's always terrible.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same.
So anybody get it above a 15?
22.
Oh,
Wow.
there we go. That's a
Save
Starla.
me.
And then 20 to 15. Ooh. 10 to 5. I mean, 15 to 10.
11.
11.
8.
11 for Letty.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else higher than 8? 8 for Huck. And then 8 and below.
7.
5.
I mean, if you're gonna roll low, at least it's during initiative.
We're like
That's
probably
true.
the most vulnerable, like armor class
Oh,
wise.
yes.
So maybe that's why we're like, we don't go first.
But somebody was ready to go with a little raccoon wrapped around them shoulders. What do you want to do, Starla?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna whisper to Buck, you gotta hold on. And then, how far away am I from this thing?
You had backed about 20 feet away, right? Tucked into one of the corners. You're probably right by the grate. And this actual long catacomb is about 100 feet long. And I would say it's about 25, 30 feet wide.
All right, I'm gonna run up to the thing and rapier ahead of me, and I'm gonna just try to stab it.
Okay. Take a moment, you just run. You run forward, you take your rapier, and you stab as hard as you can into this. But it almost feels like you're stabbing through like a viscous cloud as you're trying to push your arm through the body of it. Roll to hit.
That is a 15.
That'll hit it. Roll for damage.
Yay! 10 points of piercing damage.
Yeah. You take a moment, you cut through it. It is very hard, though. Your weapon is not cutting through it the way you're expecting to. This is almost bringing you back visions, memories of that shadow creature. When you threw that dagger through it, and it kind of cut through it, but then pinged against the other side, you have a feeling that your rapier's just not getting as much of this kind of piercing damage as you're used to getting.
And if I use my cunning action to disengage,
Okay.
does that give it opportunity of attack on me?
No, disengaging, being able to use your bonus action?
Yeah.
Yes, it will not be able to engage with you.
Okay, then I'm gonna disengage.
Yeah, you take
And
a moment.
back up if I can.
You can back up about 5 feet. You're 25 feet, right? Yep, you can back up about 5 feet, just enough to get out of harm's way. With the rapier by your side, and this creature screaming at your friend who had grabbed that book. All right, it's now its turn. As it takes a moment, and its hands go forward, and you can just see this thing lashes out at Huck, grab your neck, and start to drain you of energy.
Cool.
What is your AC?
15.
Puts its hand towards your neck, but then its fingers kind of go through your neck as it has not been able to get leverage on you. All right.
Ooh.
That is its turn. Takes a moment. Letty.
Oh, God. Well, first,
I'd like to cast Vicious Mockery.
All right. So yes, Vicious Mockery is a wisdom save, I believe.
Big purple yes.
What do you say to it?
You purple people eater. Don't touch us. You are ugly and the worst color. You look like an eggplant, but not the good kind that's a sexual innuendo.
And what's your spell save? DC, what do I have to hit?
You have to hit 12.
12, well, unfortunately, it does succeed, and I believe Vicious Mockery does not have any effect to it. It seems like it's a little bit too obsessed with trying to get this book back to hear your wonderful mockery, even though I must say, as a DM, that was a fantastic Vicious Mockery.
Thank you. I'd like to accept my award on behalf of... Now, can I do I have a bonus action?
Yes.
I'd like to do Bardic Inspiration that will therefore give someone else a better chance with the low-hanging fruit over here.
So who do you
When I'm
who do you
pointing
inspire?
at Celine and
And what do you say to inspire her?
Who's next?
I think it's me.
Oh,
it's
it is
you.
Huck. Huck is next.
Well, then I
yes.
give Huck. Oh, and I can give Huck because he's being attacked. So I give you a Bardic Inspiration, and that increases. You get another die, correct?
Yes, and what do you say? What do you say? 1d6 for any of these rolls
For
coming
10
up in the next 10 minutes.
Huck, I believe in you. You're very cute. You have great freckles, and I believe. You do well.
Oh, golly.
Yeah, you're feeling a little bit better. This creature wasn't able to get you. You're feeling a little bit stronger. This book's in your hand. You're feeling charged up. So you have that 1d6 to use in the next 10 minutes, okay?
Alrighty.
Don't forget it. But Huck, you are up.
Okay. If I tuck this book under my arm, if Huck tucks the book, can I shoot my crossbow with one hand?
Depends. It is a heavy or a light
Light.
crossbow. I believe you're able to use it
I'm
in
a
one
halfling.
hand.
I can't use heavy items.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna tuck the book under one arm.
Huck tuck.
Huck tucks.
Huck tuck.
You know what? It's a cool flavor, too. I'll look it up, but I still think it's cool, the idea of you shooting with one crossbow. Love
Yeah.
it.
Because it's like a gun, because he's a little Western boy.
You can dual wield if you have the feet, so.
Yeah, so he's also gonna Slayer's Prey this guy. Booped. And then I'm going to shoot him in the face.
Yeah, it's technically two-handed, but I don't care. Keep going.
Yeah!
I love it.
It'll be a special thing that
It's
Huck
cool.
can do because
I love
he's a cowboy.
Yeah.
He's a cowboy, baby.
At least in this situation.
He's got a modified crossbow.
Yeah, maybe this is
I watched him make it himself.
Oh, be careful. A modified crossbow just might become your arm, so don't ask for too much. Put an arm crossbow.
No, don't take my arm
Arm bow.
away. All right,
No.
I'm gonna shoot
No.
him. Ooh, 24 to hit.
That'll hit. Yeah, roll for damage as that bolt is going to get into it. Now, the thing is, I do want to mention you are right in front of the creature. You would have to roll at disadvantage because you are too close to it.
Oh, that's right.
All right.
All
But she
right.
also gets to add mine.
Yeah, I do. If I need
Yeah,
it.
if she needs to.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that.
Okay.
Son of a gun. 14.
That's enough.
Okay.
So even though you're close, and even though you're worried that your
Wow.
crossbow, like you're right in front of it, you're able to knock it just enough and get it right
I want to
in
hit
front
it
of
right under the
All
jaw.
right. Sounds good.
Right through its skull. Oh, 8. 12 for the
Nice.
base, but then 5 for my Slayer's Prey.
All right. Sounds good.
And then I want to hightail it out of there if I
Yeah.
can.
Well, unfortunately, you are within reach, so you know that if you leave, this creature's gonna be able to lash out at you once more. Do you still want to move?
Yeah, I do.
All right, without feeling surged up, feeling inspired, feeling like you got it, even though you didn't think. You just go. You just bolt against the catacombs nearby, running with your little feet as quickly as you can. But it will have an opportunity of attack against you, and with a non-natural 20 to hit, it is going to be able to grab into you. And as you feel this cold hand just kind of lash at the back of your brain, it's able to just kind of grab into the back of your head and pull out what it needs to for
Oh my god.
12 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
I also need you to make a con saving throw.
Oh,
As you
boy.
can feel this
Oh,
cold
man.
hand go through the back, all the way tingling down the back of your neck through your
Ooh,
spine.
let's not roll with that one. Is that a con save? Alright, let me find my saves. 12.
Okay, just enough that you can feel this this sort of surge go through the back of your body, and it tingles all the way down to the tip of your toes. But you take a moment, you're able to press off that coldness and just continue to walk forward without any sort of adverse effect, thankfully, as you get out of harm's reach.
And I still have protection of evil and good on me, right? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, you cast protection, evil, and good, right? Let me double check that real quick because I don't want to forget.
It's against undead and fiends.
It
and
is.
Fae and celestial, but I don't think he's a fae or celestial.
Creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against the target. So I have to roll a disadvantage. That damage may not have happened. So let me double check. It didn't.
Hey!
So take that damage away from your. I rolled much lower. I wanted to double check that, and I'm like, nope, any attack. So yes, this hand, though you can feel that this cold surge still goes through your body to the tip of your toes, but the damage does not take effect as this hand passes to the back of your head.
Don't touch me. That's rude.
Good job. All right, that is your turn. You ran, Druzilda. I chopped L. Druzilla is what I said with 2 L's. Druzilda.
Druzilda walks to a position where she has a clear 30-foot reach without getting Huck. And I cast Agonizer's Scorcher, which is a 30-foot, 5-foot wide scorching torch of flame.
Yeah, so I would say you tuck around one side of the area where the books will not get singed and the scrolls will not get singed, and you're going to shoot out that jet of energy directly against some of the chairs that are nearby. You're gonna probably hit some of the, as long as you hit on the far right and move a bit and dip into the corners next to a skeleton that kind of waves in your face nearby you, one of the old hands. Yeah, you have to kind of spit it out, but you're able to cast it right alongside the catacombs as you scorch it out. Okay, is that a roll to hit?
It's a dex save.
Dex save, okay. Do your worst. Do your damage. He rolled a 2.
So it's 3d8, so that's 12.
12 points.
12 points
Well,
of
tell me how you kill it, because that's
Oh! So as I'm sputtering like cobwebby skeleton fluff, and I have my arms spread wide in a vertical V, and the flames are just shooting out, and it's lighting up the whole tunnel, and then she is completely engulfed in roaring flames that crackle and leave black marks on the ceiling.
Oh, and screams. It screams in pain, like, ah!
Oh no.
As the spirit
And
just
purple
leaves
smoke
the body.
just dissipates.
It is quiet.
I did not like that. Do you still have comprehend languages on?
I believe
Okay.
so.
I'm gonna open the book and hold this giant book.
As you had just defeated and killed and slain the creature, you take a moment, you get your book out, you kind of slam it onto the table and try to open it, but you hear in the distance just like a huh, as you guys catch, wrapped up the main staircase that leads up from this area, there's this silver-haired woman with kind of dark skin, just staring at you guys, apparently having watched the tail end of whatever sort of interaction that was, looking at you guys very curiously. She's sitting there, she's got a very large book in her hands. She's got very, very fine glasses on her, thin hair, silver hair that goes kind of down, wraps around in a beautiful braid that kind of wraps around her left arm. And she's looking at you guys curiously, wearing these kind of very refined looking, golden trimmed and blue robes.
Does any one of us recognize this woman?
No.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
What was that?
I'm sorry.
That was a very interesting. I've never seen anything that interesting in the catacombs in some time. Oh, hello. Oh,
Hi.
hello.
Hello?
What are you all doing? I'm so confused. And she kind of sits down on the steps and just takes a moment and watches everybody right now in awe.
Are you okay?
Does this lady look like a person?
She does. She looks like a person. She looks like a very confused person, maybe half elf, because her ears are slightly pointy. And she's looking at you all, and she's trying to find words. But she seems happy to see you, but also disturbed. She's going through weird emotions right now. She's not hurting you. She's not coming close to you. She's just keeping her distance, trying to absorb everything. Oh, but then I can't. Oh, but they can't know. Oh, but then I'm so
Darling, you
are so
absolutely can
interesting.
tell.
Oh, what happened? What? Oh.
We touched the book and then this thing came back to life and...
It was us or them.
Excuse
Oh,
me.
you
Hello.
have to explain yourself to me. I'm just very confused about I've never seen. There's not many people. It's people.
Letty steps forward and says, excuse me, ma'am. Hi, we should introduce ourselves first.
Yes.
I'm Letty Marie Ricecroft, and these are my friends. You're my friends, right?
Yeah.
They all nod at me, thank you. They're my friends, and
Hesitantly nod.
and we would like to know, do you live in these catacombs?
Oh, actually, I do. Yes.
How long have you been here? Oh, that long.
It's a very long time. I have always forgotten what it's like out. I just do all my research. You're all my research in the middle. I'm Miriam. It's so nice to meet you.
Miriam, is it okay if I come and sit next to you?
Oh yes,
Okay.
please. I haven't had a human interaction in some time.
Oh,
Please.
all right.
I'm mostly with dead people.
Huck goes over and like cautiously sits next to her and is just
Oh,
like...
thank you.
So what's
You're
your...
young. You're very young. All
Oh
of you.
yeah, I'm only 19.
What brings you to this crypt, and also why did you shoot that silly spell in the distance? I don't understand. Was it for fun?
Well...
We needed his book, and he was quite upset when we took it from him.
Ooh.
Godwis. Do you happen to know any of the other names on this? Are there any of these other folk down here?
Oh.
And I read off the names. Niles Orant, Professor... Well, we know Professor Adderwall's
Oh, I'm
not
good
down
friend. Yes, it's a nice man. Yeah.
Oh, you're
which
friends with the Professor.
Everybody knows the professor.
The dear Professor.
Oh, dear Professor, yeah.
Yes. Why?
How about Ethelwith?
That doesn't mouthful. No.
Ethwith.
Oh no. It's a funny name. The phonetics of that name are
Covalt?
strange. Covalt. No, I don't. I
Ma'am.
don't believe I know that. But I know the professor sometimes.
Wait,
he comes down and he
comes down.
Well, yes,
Ma'am.
he gives me information.
Wait.
We worked.
This book, this one that I have in my hand, the big purple one. Do you know what this book is? It's a purple spoke, right? It's got a purple spoke on it.
The symbol on
Yeah.
the front.
Yeah.
I've never seen this book before. Where did you get this?
It was on the body that we just punched.
No. We don't keep any bodies like those in the
Yeah,
catacombs.
ma'am, it was right there. Don't you see the scorch marks? And there's like that big hole where there used to be a body, and there's not a body anymore.
And she walks over and she's like looking at it very curiously, and she's looking. The body is still there. The spirit had left the body. The skeleton is still there. But you're describing what you had seen. You're giving her beat by beat what you guys had just encountered, and she's investigating this, trying to figure out exactly where the trails of the spirit had lied or what you guys had fought. She looks confused and she goes, "That's so odd. That's not the body. I take care of everything here, and I rarely even leave, and I oversee this, and I know that's not the body. I'm so confused."
You mean to say that someone... That Godwis isn't dead?
I don't know what a Godwis is.
And
I
that's
don't know
not...
what this plaque is. I don't understand it.
But someone came in
Godwis
here.
is the last name. I mean, this.
Do you know what the first name of that person is? Godwis.
I think this was Torbo. This is so odd because.
What was your name again?
Why did he get brought down here? She looks like very confused. She's sitting here and she's looking confused. She goes, I mean, there's a family. It's an old family here, and I mean, I guess maybe somebody, overstepped their boundaries, and they went against my approvals and brought somebody's remains here. But I'm overseeing it. They should have talked to me.
Do you think so?
Rude.
You're saying Godwis has descendants then?
Yes, of course, yes. But I mean, it's a well-known family here. But this is just so odd. The black robes in this book. You're saying this is to the god Cyric.
What's Cyric?
I mean, children, I just don't feel comfortable saying more. I really don't.
No, please, our friend might be in danger, and it might have to do with this. There's...
I mean, it should not be in the House of Ogma. This book is not...
We've
It's making me very uncomfortable.
We've seen this symbol inside of the school. A professor's been using it.
Ooh.
We do not know, but perhaps
Headmaster, we do know.
Perhaps you can tell us, do you know anything about contracts with the soul? Anything about
Oh gosh, that is.
have you heard of any of this magic?
That is a very dangerous sort of magic. I don't know too much about it. What's your names? My name is Miriam.
Oh, I'm Huck, and he reaches out his hand.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, the human touch is so lovely.
Oh, I mean, I'm halfling, but
It's so
yeah,
warm.
close
Your
enough.
hands, it hurts.
Oh,
My
I'm
hands
sorry.
are so cold.
Oh, I didn't mean to hurt you.
It's okay. I don't interact very often with people.
That's all right. My name is Starla.
People who are alive. Hi.
My name is Celine, and this is my sister, Druzilda.
And you already
hello.
let me, Letty Marie Risecroft. I said my whole name. I'm such a dork.
Well, it's so nice to meet you all.
It's nice to meet you, but I have a question. You mentioned that you're friends with Professor Atwold. What do you talk about when he comes down here?
Oh, comes down here and he teaches me all sorts of transmutation musics and sorts. My voice is changing. He teaches me all different sorts of transmutations, and also he once showed me how to take one of my scrolls and make it into a very fine paper, a parchment paper. It was so great. But yes, that's.
And was there ever?
Yeah, but sometimes when I need to leave and I need to go do other things, he oversees the catacombs for me.
So he's the
works
one
here.
that
I work here.
oversees.
This is my domain.
But he oversees it and for you when you're not here.
You left him alone in it, is what you're saying.
He could have switched their bodies.
Yeah.
But he would never do such a thing.
Yes,
Of
he
course not. The
would.
dear
Why would you
professor
think
is.
that?
No.
That is a very. You are children, and you should not be making that claim.
I would just say be careful around him, that's all.
Do you have a test that you're trying to get an A in, and this is some sort of backhanded?
No, I don't go to
Yes.
school.
He's our friend, our companion. We're trying to give him an education because his family couldn't afford to send him to the school. So he's here.
Roll a deception check.
Ooh, it's a nat one.
Okay, she takes a moment and she does that thing that librarians do when you're like too loud, where she her eyes go from wide to narrow to more narrow to more narrow as her arms cross in front of her. She kind of puffs out her chest and she looks at you and she goes,
I think that I would know, even if I don't speak to humans that much anymore that are alive, that you're not being truthful with me. And I hate to be presumptuous in that regard, but I must say I really don't think you're telling me the truth.
All right, Miriam, do you want
Quite
the
right.
truth? Do you want the truth?
I would love the truth. That would be a nice thing.
So I don't go to this school. I don't really have very good magic abilities. Not right now, at the very least. Maybe I can learn it later. But anyways, I was in my field. Do you know the Oakleys? We're right outside. We have a big old field. And there's a yeah.
The field?
Yeah,
Are things
the one
green?
with the stone circle. Yeah, that's
I
my.
haven't seen green things in so long.
Well, you can always go to my field, but that's beyond the point.
Wait, do you have anything green on you?
Well, yeah, hang on. And he opens up a pack and he has some of his. There's a ton of ferns over at Oakley Farm. That's part of what they're known for, is they breed a ton of different ferns. It's a halfling thing.
cool, okay.
And so to remember home, he has a little piece of a couple ferns. And this isn't something that he did he was expecting to leave. He just does this because he gets really homesick if he's away for a minute. So he went to go see Starla and he just pulled it out to be oh, cool. So he pulls out a couple ferns and hands them over and he's like, my family made those.
And
You can have them.
Also, Celine has some rosemary in her nose.
Yeah,
that's
that's
green.
also true.
I was about to offer it if you would like it.
You
Might be a
can
little
keep the
snotty.
rosemary if you wish, but if you have more, I would love
It
some.
has some boogies
Oh, I
in
might
it.
have some more.
But wait, okay, so I'm gonna tell you the truth, okay? And I gave you my family's fern, so you know I'm telling you the truth.
when she takes that fern, she her eyes like they glow with green in them, and she puts it down so tenderly in the middle of all these books and scrolls in this very devoid of life atmosphere, this place that is stone and bone and a lot of what has been. And so to have this little piece of life in it, she just kind of places it in the center and she looks at it very lovingly and then motions for you all to take a seat or rest for a moment. And she just kind of stares and just looks at it and sits all of you guys down and just, okay, explain.
Well, can I just say, Miriam, if you go to my family's farm and you say Huck sent you, we'll give you a fern. You can have your own one.
I can't leave.
Okay. I'll bring one
can't
back to
leave
you.
here, no.
I'll bring one back to you. I'll get you your own whole fern.
I've even forgotten what sun feels like.
I am so sorry.
Poor thing.
Wow.
It's a hard job being in
Yeah.
the catacombs and making sure that things are taken care of at the library under the ground. It's my job, it's my existence, it's what I do. I'm the Sentinel Wyrm, as they say.
Oh wow. I will bring
And you guys hear that name? You've heard whispers of the Sentinel Wyrm in your studies here.
Sentinel Wyrm?
The Sentinel Wyrm, Wyrm, of this woman who, like, actually is known for not being. There's whispers that people hear her, the echoes of her voice, because she passes through the tunnels and the passageways under Candlekeep, overseeing different libraries and catacombs and things of that sort. But she's always thought of to be a ghost. So you're interacting with a live human standing in front of you who probably doesn't have her wits about her. A lot of the kids called her, if not a ghost, then an insane person. So she's sitting here with a lot of the whispers of what you and your friends had experienced above ground of this creepy creature underground.
Celine, my name is Celine.
Hi, it's so nice to meet you.
Celine casts light on her hand. You said that you have not felt the warmth of the sun, perhaps?
I haven't for some time, yes.
And Celine holds her hand close to her and just a little warmth.
Yeah, as the light from that source kind of trickles and brushes against, they're very faint torches dimly lit throughout this catacomb area, but that light is very bright and it shines on her. And as you see the shine kind of hit against her face, probably being half elf of some sort, there is this sort of obvious nature to her skin and her hair and her eyes that she has not seen sun in so long. There's a grayness to it, a paleness to it, a silveriness to it that is both beautiful but also quite sad. And her eyes kind of glow with the mixture of green and light, and you see this dance that of maybe yester memories that she had a long time ago. So
I think I trust this woman to tell her the truth, and perhaps she could help us.
Okay, Miriam, I'm going to tell you what I've seen, and then they're going to tell you what they've seen, and then together we can tell you the rest. So, the headmaster, I was out in my field, and there's a big stone circle there, and my family owns it, and we don't really let people near it, and I never really knew why.
that's very interesting.
Yeah, I saw the headmaster, Headmaster Bourne, doing some...
Oh yes, I'm familiar with
no.
him. He doesn't ever visit me, but
No, he's
I'm
not
very...
good, Miriam. He was doing some bad stuff in the field in that stone circle, and then they saw something even worse. He was summoning some evil thing, and this little book that Druzilda's holding, that's his.
I give it to her.
These are
she
all...
takes it and she can read it. Like, you can tell she's reading it. She's spitting back, compromised souls, a blood in their body. Oh, and then you can just hear her like whispering it like under her breath as you tell her what's happened.
So that's what I saw. Would one of you like to say what you saw?
We found this book from a creature, the one that was seen being summoned, and
I saw him.
this.
What am I saying? My accent just changed.
That's okay. I 100% did a British accent earlier.
I was the one who ran because I saw the Ivani Born, the headmaster. I saw him conjuring a shadow beast of some sort, and I ran and I followed these ladies out. Did you see him conjure something too?
That is the beast that attacked us.
Yes.
Oh
And-
no, he's conjuring things.
And we found this book. It was sent with the beast.
within the walls of Candlekeep.
I
There's
know.
certain magics that protect people here.
This
That's
was-
not supposed to be
I know,
happening.
but he's the headmaster. He probably has a way around it. That's what we're saying.
So I'm sure you'd like to help us then. Get rid of the dark magic here in Candlekeep.
Oh, that is my job. That is what I am supposed to be here to do. I am bound. I am bound to below ground. I cannot help you up there.
We can take care of it. Just do you have any information that could help us? Like, how do we break these bonds?
I have this new book that Huck is Huck still holding the book?
yeah.
Is there some sort of way that you can... I have been
burned before and scarred by people of all different sorts who have walked underneath these walls and been turned away, and they made promises and then they did not keep them to me, which is why I do not trust people, even though it is very nice to see them again. That's why I prefer to stay down here. But the only one who I've been talking to on a regular is a couple of professors, and one of them apparently is compromised. But I do not know who you are or why to trust you. Can you give me reason?
We are just students, but we are good people. And as you can see, Celine starts to kind of glow gold.
Her eyes widen. Like, she is very confused as to what's happening.
I am from a line of celestials, and I have the blood within me. And we are just here to get rid of the dark magic. We trust you with this information. As you can see, it is dangerous for us to show you this. So perhaps you can have the same trust in us.
Yes, darling, I just have to tell
She
you.
very nervously is like shaking, like her left hand is like freaking out, like she doesn't know what to believe almost. Like, should she listen to her instincts or to you? You know, she's struggling right now.
Huck's gonna put his hand on her hand.
She breathes a little bit.
Darling, I'm a sage, as you are. Hello. I know this might be confusing because I'm a...
You sound so different.
I know, and I look like a little girl, don't I? But I need to tell you that I have old souls in me, including this one. I'm Lady Bridge, and I am the grande dame of the theatre. Now, I've been around a long time, even before I met Letty, and I can assure you that we are all good people. We're all upstanding citizens, and we would like to work with you to discover what's in these books.
Will you trust me if I make a particular choice?
What do you mean, darling? Please tell us before you do something.
Well,
We've been burned before, too.
I am worried that if I tell you, I'm not supposed to.
And she like very nervously is looking around.
Well, it's okay, darling. I mean, a bunch of us are very persuasive. We have ways that...
Okay, then I will trust you with this. If you do purge Candlekeep of the darkness and you need help, I will assist in that. Now, I know it might seem silly that I am a person who is surrounded by quite dark things because everything's dead, but I don't like actual darkness or source of magics like this in that book. Please take it and keep it far away from here. That should not be in any sort of house of knowledge and intellect. That should be kept in one of the darkened libraries where things and sages of that sort can make sure that it's taken care of very, very carefully. This sort of knowledge, in the wrong hands, can create exactly what you're speaking of.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Where can we take it? If you tell us a place, we'll take it there. We don't want this to end up in the wrong hands.
There are the sorts of certain chambers within the great library here that are very special sages and folks can make sure that it is kept away from, and I will put my contacts in that direction to make sure you can find some information of it. If the person that I used to know there is still alive, I'll have to check one of the catacombs.
Oh, they're all just dropping like flies now, aren't they, darling? All of them people just dropping like flies.
But if you
As we get older, you know.
if you
Death
promise
joke.
to help, I will promise you my assistance.
And there's a moment that you swear you see a shift in her skin. And you don't know what it is. But the silver became more silver. And it kind of fades. It was like a brief moment in the light.
Are you okay?
There's a reason, that I'm supposed to be, I'm kept down here, banishment and all that good stuff, the normal things that happen.
Why were you banished?
It's a long story, and, I'm bound to be underground for reasons that are complex. Most people, Anyway, there's a whole hunt that happened back in the day, but I'm here now, and I was brought back, and I am here to protect Candlekeep.
Brought back?
Yes.
A moment passes as you can see that she is trying to almost keep her sanity about her, as there's a shift in her skin, and you see scales begin to form around the side of her face that then come back into her regular formation. Like she's trying to press away something that she is.
I walk up to her.
She's like shaking again.
I show her the bare skin of my arm, glistening with golden scales. Darling, does this look at all familiar?
Oh, it does. And as she kind of stares at it and touches it, her hand and her arm begin to transform into silver scales as well. And you can see that the whole right hand of hers, and she lets go. And she kind of, again, has this sort of fancy and this flight between her eyes and the recognition of past and present. There's this sort of disconnect in who she is now and who she used to be. But the scales fade away after she lets go of you.
What are you? What were you?
I am the Sentinel Wyrm.
You mentioned that you were going to help us and you couldn't tell us something, and that now you're going to. Would you like to do that?
Well, it's just that it's been so long since I've spoken with people. I'm trying to remember the exact description. I know that I'm special, but there was a hard time, and I'm quite old. Many years old. Hundreds of years old. Been here a long time.
You only
I
get
guess-
better with age, darling.
Yes,
Like a fine wine or mead.
I am what some people I think call I used to be. Am I anymore? I don't know. A silver dragon.
A silver dragon.
But I used to be one.
A nice silver dragon?
I think so.
That's good.
Miriam, I
can help.
How?
have a question for Miriam. This book that has, you can see these names, what is it? And what do we need to do in order to release these people from this bond?
She takes it in your hands and she's searching page by page, ounce by ounce. And she takes a moment, she thinks about this. She goes, well, I think first and foremost, to be able to even get close to the source of this evil that you say is the headmaster, which I do believe. I've not yet met him, but I have faith in all of you showing me what you have today, that you are to be trusted. Then again, that makes me feel like it's easy to trust me. Oh no, and she's kind of shifting again. A moment comes, she gets brought back to life. She takes a look and flips through it. She goes, well, if the souls are compromised, then you must remove the souls or remove the body from the soul. So if you're able to destroy the soul or the body, then either one of any of these people, you should be able to weaken the bond perhaps that this headmaster has.
How does one go about destroying a soul?
Well, we did. It looks like, hello everyone. It looks like we've done that. We did it. We removed the soul from the body. That was just, we don't know if it was Godwis, but that's what happened. The soul left the body.
I mean, it might
Yeah,
be
that's one, but we have to
Godwis.
we can't do them all at once.
It's very
one.
interesting, though. If he has a compromised soul and body, that means he must have... Oh, that must have meant he brought back old Godwis, unless he has a more current compromised soul.
So this is not the actual soul of the actual Godwis that we need.
No,
but
Godwis is a surname.
it's a surname,
Right.
but I know where the family lives.
Oh no.
So we could go there and find the one that we have
I could
to
point you in
remove
that
the soul of.
direction, yes.
Okay.
So, must we murder these people? Or how
Yeah.
can we remove a soul and destroy it?
Is there a peaceful way of not hurting anyone? See if someone was compromised, but they're not a bad person.
There might be ways to purge things of people. Get them. There's all these sorts of things that exist in magic's properties and past life property. I mean, this is my specialty. I will do as much research as possible, gather all of the books and scrolls and things I can here, and gather what I possibly can. But I think that time is of the essence. If this is what you're saying, the walls are weak enough to the point that he can conjure something. He's probably got a much greater plan. A much greater plan.
Right.
But in the meantime, and she kind of sits down and thinks to herself, Professor Attelwald is supposed to be coming here soon. Within the next day.
Okay, so there's something you should know about him. In the name of being honest now, since we are friends, I admit I deceived you earlier. We are not dear friends with Professor Annawalt.
Oh, my head. She kind of takes a moment and puts both of her hands between her head as she tries to deal with this back and forth. Do I trust you? Do I not?
I reach out and
strangers?
touch her
Did she see
elbow.
it in the book? When she
she saw
Yeah.
his name in the book.
Yeah, I think she's more.
Oh, okay.
She's a little, from what you can tell, anytime that you're saying something I didn't say is untrue, she's just in waves trying to process the idea of people being honest.
Okay, so I'm going. I just realized that since I have draconic ancestry, whenever I'm interacting with dragons,
Yeah.
my proficiency bonus is doubled if it
Nice.
applies to a check. Is there?
Nice.
I don't know if this works, but I would like to try to calm her down and reassure her.
Yeah, let's just make that a persuasion check, because you're
Okay.
just kind of rubbing her back. You get
Yeah.
proficiency in that.
Yeah. So 16 plus 6 is 22.
You know it. It's able to calm her down. It's hard to. She seems to be a creature of the old that has had time and limitless amount of experiences similar to this disappoint her before. And you're just really trying to tap into the fact that there's areas of her that still exist from who she once was and who she is now, and you're kind of trying to just breathe through it with her. But even as you're, touching in her back, and your scaled hand is kind of, you can tell that there's this sort of calming energy, the scales brushing against the back of her hair, something reminding her of her home, something giving her some serenity in the chaos, and she's able to breathe. In her hands, she composes herself once more. She goes, "Yes, I can take you all under my wing if you want. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I never really thought I could be one.
Oh yeah. I want to learn some stuff.
I have special area. I mean, I can clear out one of the crypts. We haven't used them all yet.
I'm not picky.
I will say that our friend is in danger.
Which one?
Farut, you have not met him, but
No.
he is good, and I had a vision of him in a cage.
Oh goodness.
So I would like to learn as much as possible, but I also would like to help him.
Well, if Professor Adderwald's coming here, we could learn till he gets here and then ambush him.
Or someone could go while he's here to his office and try to get Farut out.
That is true.
So many choices.
There's so many possibilities. Oh, sorry, I got excited.
You're
How about
fine.
this? We sit here and learn from Miriam.
Oh, it might take some time. I bet you can come back anytime. I can give you a homestead, a safe place. That's what I mean, and I could teach you every day if you wish for an hour or two, and then you can go off and do your thing where you stab people or whatever, and then you come back.
For now.
Miriam,
As long as you bring more ferns. Oh yeah.
Miriam, it is so nice of you to give us a safe place. Thank you.
But you're kind of doing it for me, so it's a trade.
So for now, what could you tell us about Professor Annawalt? What are his weaknesses?
Yeah, she sits back and she thinks, and she takes a
First
moment as she
lesson.
starts to run through all of her interactions with you. She actually wants to get up and moving. She says that it's getting stuffy in that particular location, and it really is. So she brings you guys through and mentions she wants to walk you through some of the catacombs in the direction of this crypt that she's thinking she can make into your little fun homestead, kind of your cabin in the woods, per se. And she's kind of dragging you guys through these long, winding tunnels. She's listing off things about the professor that she wants to, that she mentions that is the most discernible. Particularly that Adwald doesn't seem to wear any sort of armor on them at any point. He is somebody who comes in with a very, very sort of proud demeanor. She actually describes in him a way that he does have a very distinct personality, though he keeps to himself and keeps in the shadows. He has many abilities to make sure that he's unseen. That's kind of his coup d'etat. She says that she often doesn't even realize he walks in. He's just there. So you have a feeling that maybe, from what you can describe, he has things of invisibility, similar in your nature. Things that sound like misty step.
nature.
Ways to get away from people here or there. You also can catch in some of her descriptions of him, he seems to also carry a good amount of items on him. He comes very thoroughly ready with potions of all different sort, like a belt
that is made of all different sort of knickknacks here or there. Things that he's done transmutation magics to, that he's very proud of, that he holds on him. She also spoke of these very strange little things that he's infused with magic over many years that now act as like an enchanted device. So I guess he's done a little bit of transmutation work and kind of infiltrated some of these small stones with spells of his. So she describes all that. And as you guys kind of have walked through these winding corridors, these kind of still literally cryptic corridors, hard to tell one from the other. She's walking you through and through. The rosemary is providing good comfort because there's not much scent here or air movement. Thankfully, though, as you kind of wind through here or there, probably going up a little bit higher in the volcano that is Candlekeep, you get to this little nook where there is a very slight breeze. The slightest of breezes. And she kind of pushes you in that direction, this kind of door, stone slab, that she kind of moves off to the side, very rudimentary door. And inside of it, you see a couple cobwebs here or there, but kind of flat beds, just ready to go, stone flat beds. You can see that there's a couple of areas that things could slide in and out of, potentially, if they were bodies that were going to be stowed away and properly buried in crypts and in actual coffins and things of that sort here. But it's pretty much an empty crypt. She walks you guys in. There's no rug. There's no dresser. There's no blankets, there's no pillows. It's just divots, almost like a cruise ship or old style pirate beds that you guys could, bunk beds essentially, stone bunk beds that you guys could sleep in. And that breeze is coming from a very, very small hole in the wall. There's an open hole about the size of no more than half a foot in circular dimension, probably naturally created. And she just kind of stares at the hole lovingly. And she goes, that's a great view. I'm not supposed to go near it. I mean, the sun hurts my eyes, but...
Greater view?
Oh, it's a beautiful view. And so she kind of pushes you in that direction as you guys look out this little tiny, stone hole there. Having it been, after traversing and walking through everything, through the tunnels earlier part of the day, it's probably right around midday, maybe 1 p.m. And there is sunlight, hitting into this little cave area. You walk over and you can see the full cliffside. It's it's just this beautiful view into everything that would be the Sword Coast.
Oh, this is a lovely view.
Some birds in the distance, bright sun, and this is more like the bright white sun. It's very overcast in this area of the world, but it's still very pretty. The cliffside, you can hear seagulls, you can hear the ocean splashing against rocks. It's quite serene.
It's awful nice. I like it.
I'm glad you like this crypt.
This will be our room.
Oh, for now. If it does well, it's the only area that gets any natural light in anything that I know in all of Candlekeep. So,
well, it's lovely.
Thank you. Oh, I can get you. Blank. 1 second. And she just kind of runs off, and you can hear her trotting down the hallway, scurrying off to go grab you guys some sort of things to make it more comfortable.
I feel awful bad for her.
Well, yes, it is quite sad. But it is nice that we have this place while we try to figure out how to get Farut and stop what's going on, the evil in the city. So,
and now we know we have a good place to enter.
Yeah. Good place to hide, good place to enter.
Well, she said she could tell us how to get to the Godwis house. Maybe that's our next voyage, adventure, and to go there.
And Professor Adelwald.
He'll be here, so do we want to go to find Godwis, or do we want to stay and see if we can tackle Professor Adelwald to find out information?
Well, Professor Adelwald has Farut, so I think we should start with him.
I agree. Maybe we can stay here until he comes and maybe start to learn some things from her. And
perhaps some could stay here and spy here, and perhaps some can go try and get Farut while we know where Professor Adelwald is.
Do we not want to try to attack him while he's here then?
I would like to he seems quite powerful, so it might behoove us to just make sure that he is delayed while, perhaps
I could go.
Starla could go try and get
Alone?
Farut. Not alone.
Maybe
Maybe
I'll go.
Letty invisible. Or...
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm also very stealthy.
But I don't. I
I'd
mean,
probably have someone else go instead of, someone inside me go because I'm a little scared. So maybe Zizzo would come out and help.
Yeah,
She's
we
very
can
good
either
at sleight of hand.
use your invisibility,
Mm-hmm.
or it might be helpful that they don't recognize Huck.
True.
But, I mean, they won't recognize you if you're
My
invisible
sleight of hand is
anyway.
a +7.
Wow.
Mine's a +6.
Yes, so I actually have the
+6 as
slightest of
well.
hands.
As you guys are very quietly talking in the script, you can tell that the sound kind of pings off. There's a bit of a vibration echo within within the chamber here, so you guys can kind of hear each other's conversation.
While they've been discussing what to do, I've been going to each of the beds and casting firebolts to burn out all the cobwebs.
You're
So my sister's not allergic.
You're singeing all the little spiders that are kind of crawling away. You're getting rid of the dead ants, like
Yeah.
everything.
What time is it?
Purifying.
It is about midday. It's about 1 in the afternoon.
Oh, so it's not time for rest. or
No.
nap.
And it's funny, there's a moment as you guys are all talking, you're clearing all the beds out, these little divots in the stone. You take a moment and there's a suddenly like it just becomes blackened, like you can't see anything at all, and you guys realize that Buck has leapt off of your shoulders, I believe he was on last, and has tried to crawl out of the hole to get light and a little bit of sun.
I go grab
He's just
him.
he's like halfway in the hole, and he's like stuck
He's
a little
Winnie
bit.
the Pooh.
Yeah, he's Winnie the Pooh. He's trying to get out and get some fresh air.
Huck goes and grabs him and pulls him out.
Yeah, you have to do like a 3-person tug, and somebody else, maybe
Yeah,
Starla
I'll
has
help.
to get behind you, and you guys have to all kind of together in almost a train. 1, 2, 3, as you pull Buck out, and you guys all kind of tumble back
buddy.
for a moment. You can hear scurrying, like thinking something's wrong after Buck tried to like push himself in through that hole into the sunlight. You can hear little scurrying feet of Miriam kind of fall behind. She goes, "Are you okay? Oh, what's happening? Are you all right?" As
He holds Buck up and he goes, "It's fine. He just tried to go through the window."
Just a dumb cat. Zizzo here, how you doing? Just a dumb cat.
Yeah, just a raccoon. It's fine.
"Oh, he's so cute. Look at this."
You want to say hello? This is Buck.
And Buck's kind of like,
No, Buck, be nice.
very unhappy having
won't
been
give you-
held out presentationally in front of a stranger.
You be nice or I won't give you another good berry until tomorrow. You want to be nice? A real good berry? Good berry for a good boy? Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, you want to say hi. He wants to say hi.
His body kind of goes slack as she like picks him up happily, and he's just unenthusiastically like just body slack, like just as she holds him up, and she just kind of smiles, and he just like smirks, and she gently puts him down. But you see that she had been carrying with her all of these old, very old looking tapestries and carpets, things that are probably from ancient years past, and she's kind of like lugging them off her shoulders one by one and throwing them down. She couldn't carry too many of them, but they're rugs. The rugs will do. It's probably coughing up more dust than you would like as she's trying to unravel them and make it as comfortable as possible. She has some very, very, very old down pillows that are probably used by who knows whose head. She kind of throwing them down too. She had 4 or 5 of those, and just these old burlap sack blankets. And she goes, "This is all I had. We use those for bodies usually, but you can use them for sleeping. I'm assuming."
Oh, yeah.
Have they been cleaned since they last touched a body?
You want me to lay down in this thing that hasn't been cleaned?
Yes.
This is lovely,
right.
thank you.
Yeah, it'll be fine for us.
We'll make do.
Yeah, thanks, lady.
So, is the plan for Professor Adderwalt to get here? We distract him somehow while you sneak out to save Farouk?
Well-
Because maybe we should hide, and you, being his friend, or so he thinks,
Yes.
distract him so we buy time to get Farouk. Is that the plan?
Yeah,
It could be, but at the same time, he is one of the people we have to take out, and if we take him out, then we can get Farouk too, so.
Well, what if we did 2 birds with 1 stone? Sorry, Farouk didn't mean to do that. What if we went to his office while he was gone, we let Farouk out, and then we're all in his office ready to ambush him when he gets back?
Or we could kill him here. I
Yeah,
see.
He's coming on us.
I do believe that, if I may, sorry, he likely is well equipped. So I think that if you get him outside of where he is normally most aware, then you will be in a better position. I mean, this is me just speaking from my knowledge, but he's a smart man, and I don't want to be hurting him because I think I would be too uncomfortable.
No, you
but
don't have to
I would
fight.
definitely turn a blind eye to a bad person.
We may need all hands on deck for this.
No, we don't need her to fat. It's
Not
fine.
her, us. We might need, nobody
yeah,
leave.
I agree.
But I know these halls better than anybody, so I can put you in a better position than him.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Well, that'd be awesome.
Miriam, is there a way to be able to... I know I've asked you this before, but not have to murder someone to remove the bond?
Again, I think I'm going to read as much as I can in the next day or so, and go through all my books. There must be a way. There must be a way to remove or contain or preserve these sorts of and she looks at the book again, flipping through it. These sorts of deals are petty deals. This is very rudimentary. This is a very simple deal from what I can tell. This is not thought out, and it's not even very brilliant by any means. So I think this is somebody who is learning a new magic that is forbidden, mind you, in Candlekeep. So again, this is not something that should be going on, but that means that I also have to do some research on things that I'm not supposed to know.
Who would we go to if we knew of this forbidden magic being done? Who would we go to for help?
I would say most presently, the smartest thing to do would probably go to the head priestess of Ogma, who is not too far from here. This is the well, we've walked a little bit far away from it now, but you were traditionally in the catacombs right underneath the House of the Binder. That's the temple for Ogma, as you all know. But yes, you might need to speak to the high priestess there.
And what's her name?
She often doesn't go with a name, but you could just call her
High
Temple.
priestess.
Temple?
Temple.
What did you say? We're in the catacombs under House of...
The Binder.
House of the Binders, that is the... you all have definitely passed by it. It's the largest temple in the Fortress Keep. Very beautiful. It's the building that is shaped as an open book. And then you enter it, and page by page is different rooms. It's a little eccentric, but Ogma is the god of knowledge, so... Would that help? Do you think she knows almost everything, or at least where to go and who to talk to? But she would not go without a blessing of some sort. You know how people are here. You have to have a wealth or money in order to get into the doors of Candlekeep.
Unless you go through the poop sewer.
What's that?
Exactly.
There's no poop in the sewer.
There's a poop sewer?
No.
There's something I
If
don't
you say it though, who doesn't like a good poop
Well,
joke?
I mean,
I know I do.
Oh
Just slowly, Buck is like nodding. Yeah, it's a
I
poop
love a good
sewer.
poop joke.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a poop sewer.
I mean-
like, he's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
I
how
like this
we-
little rat guy.
It's how we got in here.
Oh, well, that will have to be taken care of. That is very compromising.
Yeah, fair enough.
well, as long as you can keep an eye on it, but make it accessible for us, perhaps.
Or do you know another way? Do you know another way out
There
of
is
here?
there should be no other way in and out of here. This is a very protected fortress, so maybe for now. But I think at some point my morality will cause me to make sure that is fully taken care of and dealt with and sealed off.
That's totally
Maybe
fair.
after we vanquish all the evil,
Yeah. No,
That's fair. Yeah,
Did
I
you
could do that.
say that you knew a way for us to go and see Temple without having to worry about...
Yes.
And also Godwis, you said that
The
too.
book that you have.
Which one?
The dark
believe
book.
it's still in your
Don't
hands.
don't yet bring it to the library. Perhaps maybe instead hide the book as best as you can, in some sort of way, and then bring that to her, if anybody sees it, they will take it from you and you might be in trouble. So just make sure nobody sees that you have that sort of book, and then you can speak to her that way, gain entrance. But how do you see her if you can't show the book? And she's just thinking to herself.
To clarify, is this the book with the names or the book we just found?
It's the big one that I'm holding.
The big one that's black
big
book
one.
with the skull and the purple
The big black
protruding
book.
from behind the skull.
Letty, can you cast
Triple B.
invisibility on the book?
I can. I cast invisibility on you, book.
You say it as best
blow
as you
on it.
can. It doesn't go to the book, but when you grab the book and cast invisibility,
Yes,
it does
to
go
touch
invisible once you touch it.
Yes.
So you're holding it and it's invisible while you hold it, but then the moment you
Who
give
wants
it,
to carry
the
it?
moment you give it to your friend here, it goes back into its material form.
So I have to hold it. All right, I take the book. I put it in my backpack. I got my performance pack. Has buttons and patches all over it from the places I like, some boy bands too. You know, Letty, she loves them.
And in great detail, Miriam gives you the directions to get to the top of the House of Binder. You would actually go from the direction from whence you came, further down, winding through some of the catacombs that you guys have seen here in some of the tunnels. Head back to the original catacomb that you had entered, and up the main staircase that she was actually walking down from. After going up that staircase and another one, because she warns you that the one above, that's the embalming room.
Gross.
So just to keep your eyes and wits about you, that you might see some stuff that you don't enjoy, just hold your breath, count to 3. And make your way up the secondary large stone staircase. After you go up there are big wooden double doors. You push those open, and you're pretty much in the back corner of the main area of the House of Binder, one of the pages. The last page of death.
Oh, great.
But once you exit that, you can go through all the pages of life from birth to death. The goddess of knowledge, in every corner of her mind, is pretty much kept at this temple, the biggest one to her that you guys know of in all of the land.
Should we go do this now? Get it taken care of.
Are we waiting for this guy? Are we waiting for the professor?
Well, he's coming tomorrow. He's coming in a day.
Then yes.
All
You guys
right.
gonna make your way?
Yeah.
All right, one by one, you guys make your way back to the direction where you've came. You're already getting the lay of the land, being an urchin here and knowing how to keep your wits about you. It's about a 5-minute walk in the direction from where you guys had entered from. You guys hit back to the original catacomb, up the main stair, past the embalming room, which there are a lot of things getting embalmed. There is a lot of people here who are much older, some younger, who are going through the process of that transitionary phase from life to death. The scent is not particularly pleasant, and I'm gonna assume that most of you guys just walk forward and don't look, and a couple of you have to kind of scurry around some of the mixes and mixtures that give off kind of an acid smell.
Druzilda does look at the embalming room.
Starla,
I do look
Starla
in
does as well.
Yeah. I look in and I try to see if there's any way I can possibly tell if the embalming substance is flammable. I have a proclivity for flammable things.
Yeah, I mean, just roll a quick investigation check as you're walking through.
7.
Yeah, you're looking around, but the smell is so overwhelming that you are almost like, I don't even want to know if this can blow up. It is just such a scent. So as you guys are walking up the stairs, making your way through the main double doors there, pushing them open ever so slightly enough to not stir or cause any sort of trouble for anyone who might be passing by. You dip your heads out on top of each other, one by one by one by one, with the very top one being Buck, looking out into the hallway. Passing sages, people of knowledge, all different tiers of people who study and pray underneath Agma, roaming about in the beautiful, beautiful, open-paged area, the main binding of the Book of Agma, again, with the rooms that kind of splinter off. You guys are in the farthest corner, and you're able to pretty much get a bird's eye full view of everything happening here. High ceilings that stretch nearly 100 feet high. Just beautiful pages of all different colors. You're in the darker section to the blacker section, the section that closes the Book of Knowledge. And as you're looking out, you're watching people walk around. And guess who you do see walking around there? Professor Adwald.
Next time on the broadcast.
Would you be able to tell us where the loo is?
How long has it been since I left you?
It's only been since yesterday.
Ladies, children, curtains.
Hey, I'm Kimberly Daugherty, and I play Celine Tessar.
Hi, I'm Kellen Coleman, and I play
Letty Marie Ricecroft.
Hi, my name is Alice Greczyn, and I play Druzilda Slinderon.
Hi, I'm Erika Fermina, and I am playing Starla Highhill.
Hi, my name's Rachel Seeley, and I am playing Huck Loakley.
Hello, I'm Ali Gonino, and I play Farut Ajali.
I'm Kelly Lynn D'Angelo, your dungeon master and woman of many faces, creatures, and things unknown.
And I'm Richard Quiner, and I produce this podcast in partnership with Wizards of the Coast.